dress rehearsal. This is real life. Be the best you can, love as strong as you can. Let hate not be a part of your chemistry or your makeup and all, because a lot of times you can function a lot better dealing with your heart than your head. You understand what I'm saying? Because we are all born to love and to care and to not be afraid. All that other stuff that we go through, we learn that. We're taught that. But that's not the way we're born. I'm an optimist. People claim me, throw it on me all the time. Yes, I am. I believe in good. I believe in doing the right thing. I will always do the right thing. I'm not perfect, but I give it a good shot. I try to do the right thing. I try to do what I would want somebody to do to me. Talk the way somebody would want to talk to me. That's the way I live my life. That's part of my chemistry. That's my makeup. And I'm like that 24/7, 365, sometimes 66 days a year. That's what I am.
Now see, try to put up with that. She like this all day, up at 5 o'clock and down at 2 o'clock a.m. She's a force.
She really is.
And we love it.
Yes, yes. So, what was it like for you all when you met Kellie's first boyfriend?
I bring my boyfriend around there.
She sure did. I don't even know who her first boyfriend was.
I don't either.
We know who her first TV boyfriend was. And it really wasn't Urkel, but it was our last TV and most exclusive TV boyfriend was Stefan. But the other ones, you know, she had other little boys that came there. Y'all saw them. We ran them away, you know. But her first real boyfriend.
You see what I'm doing with up here?
So, what did you think when you met her husband?
Oh, we love Hannibal. We love him. And her 2 kids. You know, she has 2 beautiful kids. Have you guys Googled her? Hannah and John.
You see, she actually thinks she's my real mother.
I've been to her real house, okay? But we love Hannibal, but we love him because he loves her. If he didn't care nothing about her, come on now, let's keep it real. Keep it real.
What was the first get-together of the cast after the show had wrapped?
Oh, child, it probably the minute after it wrapped, we was getting together. We never stopped being with each other. Y'all hear about other sets where people didn't get along, honey? No. You can be mad and get over it, because we're back together tomorrow. I see you.
And it doesn't matter who it is. Right. No matter what you heard, we still can find a way to get back. Yeah. And I hope they understand that too. We can always find a way to get back, because we need a win-win.
I want them to really pay attention to the adults on the show. They were very responsible with us. Like, they had they demanded respect, but they always showed us the right way. Like, they really took into account that we were developing people, and they always wanted to mirror who they wanted us to be as adults as well. So I joke with them all the time. I mess with Joe so terrible. It is terrible. But I admire the people that they are. They're like so dope to me. They really loved us. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was a paycheck, but it was also a responsibility, and they took it very serious.
And when they would cut up sometime too, I'd say, listen, go ask their mama, I gotta put it in place now. Go ask their mom and their dad if I can talk to them. And if they say yes, come in. Look at here. Too much running around. Y'all won't tear up the set. When they say cut, the set is hot, don't touch nothing. Because it gotta match. Food gotta stay the same way, don't touch it. Put the chair back the way it was. Act like you got some sense. You know what I'm saying? I was like the real mama. I said, if anybody walk in and ask you something, do like you do when you're at home. Don't tell them nothing. Don't tell them nothing bad about us. Do like your mama and your daddy do. Don't tell them nothing.
Imagine going to work and somebody cutting up like this at work, telling you, look, get in here, write that email, get up here, sit up here, look like you got some sense. Don't touch nothing. She's crazy.
In the very best way.
But it was like a real family. Being with them and raising them and everything, and working with you,
Reggie, you recently revisited the role of TV dad. How much did you guys love those commercials? Right? I mean, also, you like didn't age. It looked exactly the same. Right? I mean, come on, you guys had that same reaction. Like, it really felt. What makes a great TV dad?
Patience. Patience with everybody who had something to deal with and working it out. And, you know, it was important to me to respond to them as being a real person, being in reality, dealing with things that they couldn't deal with in real life. I decided to, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just love these people. Like, you know, every day going to work was like a dream. You know, doing something that you love to do, and do it with people who love working with you, and you working with them. It was special, and I remember that. That's all I want to say. It's good.
Well, I'm amazed at the absolutely stunning voices of Jo Marie and Kellie, and I want to know if we're going to get some more music from either of you.
Y'all want to hear my theme song for my cooking show?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Let's go.
It's called Something to Eat with Jo Marie. It goes something like this. Come on in, I know you're hungry. Sit down and get off of your feet. I got something that'll fill you up. It's time for something to eat with Jo Marie. Now, you don't have to be a good cook. You don't even need a cookbook. Grab your coffee or grab your tea. It's time for something to eat with Jo Marie. It's time for something to eat with Jo Marie. It's time for something to eat with Jo Marie. Ba-ba-ba-da-dee-ba-dee-da-dee.
That was fantastic.
I hope you're not looking over here for me to say something.
Well, do you want to tell everyone a little bit more about the show now that they definitely have that song in their heads for the rest of the day?
Yes, you know something, I'm one of 9. I had 6 brothers and 2 sisters. The only brother I'm missing is the Marine. He passed away. But I used to have to help my mother cook. And like I say, I don't have to be a great cook. I tell everybody, you don't have to be a great cook, but you need to know how to fix something to eat. And my mother would come home tired. She was a maid. And she'd come home tired, and we'd be sitting around looking like little hungry chickens. And we said, Mom, what we gonna eat? She said, I don't know, you better go in there and fix you something to eat. So I titled my show Something to Eat, SOMETHIN. Something to eat, just like what she said. But it's really not a show where you just fill your stomach. I want to fill your soul and your heart and your spirit with something good, because most of us know, majority of us are not good chefs, and I've had some food that chefs, supposedly excellent chefs, have cooked. It didn't taste like nothing to me. But I go down to the hood, to Greasy Spoon, and boy, they be doing that thing. You see what I'm saying? So it all depends. You know, it's just like, you know, I remember my grandbaby would say, Grandma, can we go get some patty pies? I love patty. I know patty. What do you need patty pie for? I make a better pie than patty. What do patty pie for? But the thing about it is, all depends on your taste. You know what I'm saying? And if you know how to fix something to eat, you ain't gonna be hungry. So my show is the kind of show where some days I may not even cook anything. I may go to a field and want to know how they make corn, because corn makes meal. Meal make cornbread. Cornbread make muffins, cornflakes, and all that kind of stuff. So it's not really about just cooking, because at my age I've cooked so much, I don't want to be in the kitchen all the time. And I found easier ways to cheat to do stuff, you know. I buy a little bit of your stuff and add some of my stuff, and then it becomes our stuff. You see what I'm saying? So my show is that kind of show. When you come to my show, when you come into my house, into my kitchen, or anybody else's, Lou Diaz is one of the artists. I went to his house in Atlanta. He was making, he's from Colombia, and he was making some stuff. And then you have John Ellison that lives in this area. Some kind of wonderful. He has a spice. I'm coming to his place. When I go to Kellie's, we're making, she's my sous chef.
Child.
She's my sous chef.
Let me tell you something, Joe. I got to tell about that. Okay, so I'm her taster, right? So she take you through the farm to table. whole business. So we get to the grocery store. Jo Marie don't ever want to pay full price for nothing. So she said, okay, Kelly, we get some collard greens. So I'm sitting up. She's like, I'm not paying for those stems. Take the collard greens off the stems and then put it in a bag. I hate going to the grocery store with her. She's horrible.
Do you do that with me?
She gonna get everything for free. I'm like, Jo Marie, I'm not doing that. The
Take
people
the
looking
bone.
at me, I'm like,
Right, take the bone out. I need to take the bone out.
I'm not paying for that.
Wait a minute. You go into the store and pull the leaves off the...
Listen, you don't have to have all that, especially if they're bad leaves. That's great. Take that over there. But let me tell you something else. Let me tell you, I keep it real now. I went to Publix. I know Publix, so we got Publix and right next to it. In Publix, I wanted some watermelon because I love it. I went in and bought a watermelon. Watermelon was $12. So what the heck, a watermelon? I could go to Georgia and get you one about $2, $3, big old, you know. You know what I'm talking about. So I wanted the watermelon so bad, I bought the watermelon. When I went home, I plugged it, because when I was little, they used to plug it, you know, make a triangle, plug that watermelon, make sure it was good, you know. Otherwise, they wouldn't sell it to you. I plugged the watermelon didn't taste good. So I said, uh-oh. So I got in my car, I went up.
Wait a minute, what y'all think happened?
Hold on.
Let's hear it.
Hold on 1 second, let me tell you real quick. I went in there, and I said, Jim, there was a man, I said, Jim, he said, yes, Miss Payton. I said, Jim. I said, put the watermelon there. He said, what's the matter, Miss Payton? Got worms? I said, nope. I said, I want you to taste that. But you ain't had to taste it, so I just plugged it. He said, go back there and get me a watermelon. Sent the guy came back, because it came from the same patch. Cut the watermelon, he tasted, he said, give Miss Payton back her money. Mark the watermelons down. Because none of them was good. He just want down the price.
Opened up a whole produce.
How you roll cheap folks?
And then took it back.
You know you find out my grapes that don't taste good? I taste me a grape. I make sure I got a baby wipe or two wipe back there on my glass. Ooh, I taste the grapes. I taste the cherries. I taste everything. Everything.
You can't be tasting all the fruit in the flesh. You done got full like you at Costco.
Listen, we're keeping it real. If it don't taste good, take it back. Don't try it.
Don't y'all listen to this one. He's crazy.
Now listen, I'm gonna tell y'all one more story that y'all really know how I am. Let me tell y'all this one story, and my daughter can vouch for it. I had some people coming to my house, and I was doing voiceover. Y'all know I do sugar mama too, right? So I was doing a voiceover, and I was late, and I know everybody was coming to my house. So I said, okay, I can whip up some rice real quick in my rice cooker, so I don't pay for that. I can throw some green beans and a hot little butter, that little onion, make the green beans taste like something serious. Put a lemon pepper. I said, but I wasn't gonna be cooking on chicken and stuff. So I said, let me run up here to Harold and get this chicken from KFC. Yeah, I'm giving y'all a free ad. So I went up to KFC and I said, baby, give me 2 buckets of chicken. He said, I said, Miss Payton, I said, just give me 2 buckets of chicken, give me some original recipe, and give me some of that oven roast. So he said, okay, Miss Payton. So I said, tell you what, double up on that original recipe because they really like that. And he said, okay. So I went up there, I came home. I told Chantel, get out the big old silk pans, take it out the KFC thing, you know, make it look nice. Cut up some scallions, make that thing look good, you know. Throw some jalapenos on one side, make it look like you really cleared, you know. So anyway, half of the box was left in there. So I looked in there and I said, So I said, this was up there all day. I asked for 2. They gave me some old stuff, put the new stuff on top. So I said, where's my purse? She said, no, you're not, Mama. I said, yes, I am. I went up to KFC. I pulled up in my car. I said, where's Harold? They know Harold, the manager. I said, tell Harold. They said, hey, Miss Payton. They said, tell Harold to come to the window. So when Harold came to the window, I didn't only put the chicken that was at the bottom, I put the other chicken on top of there too. So anyway, he said, Miss Payton, what's the problem? I said, you tell me. So Harold opened up the box.
Y'all want me to tell y'all what the problem is?
I'm gonna finish this real quick. So he went and he pulled the chicken out the way. He said, Miss Payton, how much time you got? I said, I got as much time as I need. I got some company in the house, but I got time. Okay, hold on, Miss Payton. Now, wait, you hold on. Listen, now you know I've been coming in here a long time. If I come up here and I don't see my regular folks up here, I ain't coming back no more because I don't want you to fire nobody. Don't you fire anybody. What I want you to do is tell them that they have to be fair and do the right thing. Don't fire nobody. Tell them if somebody come up here and pay for something, give them what they paid for. I said, now I'm gonna wait on my chicken, but don't you fire nobody because they need their jobs. Now, I'm gonna wait over here for my chicken. And when I get my chicken, if I come back up here and I see anybody go, I ain't coming back in no more. Don't worry about Miss Payton, I got it. I said, okay, nobody ain't fired, all right, now.
Y'all pray for us.
That's Jo Marie.
This woman, listen, from the time I met her, she's been the same person the whole time. And she got a daughter and a grandbaby just like crazy.
Y'all want to see my daughter stand up? Where are you, Chantel? Where you at, baby?
Where's she at?
Stand up, stand up. Stand up, Pop. Stand up. That's my baby right here. She's too scared to be an alcoholic or a drunk, because she know I work with.
Working with this lady is like, I don't know, it's like she's the most wonderful, disciplined person I've ever met. She really is. Through the years that we worked together, she always made her point clear. You always knew exactly what she wanted or what she did not want, especially what she did not want. But she did it with grace and with humility, and she never embarrassed you, but she let you know that she didn't appreciate what you did or whatever, you know. She's a wonderful person to work with, and I can't say any more than that. She's really beautiful.
It's always good to know where you stand with somebody.
Absolutely.
Jo Marie she's that. You know her, like she's the person in your life that's like the solid, somebody you can always count on for, you know, that's going to be consistent with you throughout your whole life. She's that person. She shows up for you. You know, people who really love you show up for you. She's always there. She comes to make herself known. And it wasn't just a paycheck. It was a lifestyle.
It was a lifestyle.
She's dope. She great, but she dope.
So through the years, I know you guys have stayed in touch, whether you were there or not. Kellie, is there a moment when you look at Reginald over the years that made you feel really proud of him?
Every day. When I came to the show, like all of the adults on the show, they were already like huge stars. But they never, sometimes when you're around people that's in the industry, it's like they're like stuck up, you know what I mean? I came from like a local theater, I was doing like plays and stuff in like around DC. They were always these people. They were always this. I hate sounding so sappy all the time, but it really was that. Like, they're so dope as people. Do you know what I mean? It's not one moment, it's the total moments of somebody being consistent, him being a real dad to me, her being a real mom. So it wasn't one moment, it's the general statement of who they are altogether.
But you never had to yell at Kellie. Kellie was a straight A student straight through the entire time. The entire time that we did that show, and like I said, all of her lessons came in from the DC, Maryland area. And she was always, and you never had to yell, you never had to raise your voice at Kellie. If you had to ask her something or direct her anyway and all, it was just Kellie, you know. And she would look up at me with her big eyes and, Miss Jo Marie, so-and-so and so-and-so and so ask me whatever questions. And I said, well, no, baby, so-and-so and so-and-so and so. We never had an issue. It was just, she's just always been wonderful, beautiful, and extremely talented. There was not any role, you see those shows, play an attorney, play a doctor, play a judge, play a whatever, just whatever they gave her to do, she could do it, and she did it so well. And she always looks so beautiful, the same way she does right now. And the same way she does.
We did an episode, it was called The Quilt. And the first time, she cried. And I teared up now because it was one of the things that I can remember in that show. It was her presence was just there. You know, and when she cried and stuff like that, and I cried, it was really wonderful.
You had to bring your A game with them. These were great performers. You know, so you see some kids on there, they're just cute, but you had to, they require that you actually be an actor. They have to be talented. So you can't just show up, no. Come on, baby, you got to, look, come on, Joe, what you say? Come on, you got to stand up and say those lines.
You have to be on time. You know, if they give you if you're being hired by somebody and they expect you to go and, you know, and study your lines and everything, your mom or you have to fix your food or somebody else fix it, you come and you just be ready. You know that we have to do a show, you know, your hair should be shampooed, you know what I mean? And the guys know, the Reggie and I told him, if you've got something, you need to be bathed and shaved and ready, because hair and makeup don't have time to go in there and wash your hair so they can put the iron on and do all that kind of stuff. There's certain things that you have to learn to do as far as protocol in order to be a professional. That's what we call being a professional.
You're a good actor, but
yeah, but be
you
on
smell funny.
time. Because, right, that's right. And if you're on time and your chemistry is right in your head, this thing up here gets right. When I teach my kids, I teach performance. I don't teach acting because some people you don't need to teach them anything. They're just naturally gifted at it. But performance, sometimes you have to teach a person how to perform, you know. And so when I do, and I tell them, I said, listen, they say, well, how do you remember things? I said, you remember things that you learn. If you learn it, if you really learn it, you won't forget it. You learn how to actually, when we get our scripts, we get scripts on Mondays, but we do the show, we get Friday night. And then you don't commit it to memory. I would try not to commit it. I tell them, don't actually commit it to memory until just before, the day before, or a few hours before you actually have to do it, because we get a lot of rewrites. And I have a lot of scripts, you do too, pink and yellow and green, because every time you rewrite something, it comes in a different color. And you gotta go back and check, they'll highlight sometimes the lines that they've changed. And so don't lock it in, because it's easier to remember something than it is to forget it, but forget it, vice versa, forget it. So I would tell them, don't lock it in. But if you know the story, we sit down every first day and we read the script. We know what's going to happen in that show. So if you paid attention, and everybody does, we sit down in the circle, and you know what that show is about. Even if you don't get it word for word, verbatim, you know what that action is. You know when you moved over to that chair, you went over to say, oh, I just love this beautiful pink, purple, is that pink and purple blouse you have on? I just love that. See, so if you're doing that scene, and you know that that's when you make your move, even if you don't, you say, oh, girl, I love that jacket. Now, those were not the lines, but you're still selling the scene. You see what I'm saying? And also, when you know the story, if you know what's happening, you will remember it. And that's how I teach my kids, remember. Even the smallest kids will come, and I say, okay, my kids, bring in me a greeting card from your grandma, your aunt, somebody that you really love that you kept. If you kept that greeting card, bring it to me. So first day of class, called up a little girl, and I said, read yours. She says, well, when I was a baby, the card said, when you were a baby, the sun was shining and the sky was so blue and the air was filled like vanilla beans. She read the other stuff. I said, okay, put it down. What did that card say? She said, I don't know. I said, yes, you do. Go back. What did it say? Well, it said, when I was born, what happened when you was born? Well, she said the sun was bright and what else? The sky was blue. And what else? Smell like vanilla beans. I said, yeah, see, you can remember. If you know it, you visualize it, you see it, you smell it, you feel it, you remember it. It's just like, we still know the Pledge of Allegiance. I learned it when I was 6 years old. I still know the national anthem, oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? I still know it, because I learned it. But with us, we function on short-term memory. So we gotta learn it real quick, and then we gotta dump it. Then we gotta learn the other script, then we gotta dump it. The magic is, we know each other so well. We know each other's chemistry so well. I know what he's gonna say before it comes out of his mouth. So I can stop us one time before he says it. He can say, Harry, I say, hush, go. That's where you connect. That's the same way you connect with your kids. And that's how you get your kids to learn things, you know? Tell them, say, learn it, really learn it. What did it smell like? Where were you? What time of day was it? What color was it? That's how you remember things when you learn it. That's how you remember people when you learn who they are. And that's why you remember, even if you only saw them one time, there's some people you'll be in your life, it'll be the only time you'll meet in your life, but you'll always remember them. And there's some people that's always at your front door, and you don't want to know nothing about them, okay? And, but I'm through now, jeopardize it.
There was always somebody at our front door. You know.
I didn't always want to let him in.
we love him too, contrary to everything and anything you say, you know. Hate is not a part of anything that we do. But we love him too. And I always will. Let me just say, I don't want to say we, I say, and I always will. And I know you guys hear all kind of things. And yes, sometimes you bump heads, you know, and things, but I will always love him. He was always a child to me, and I don't care how old he gets, he still will be a child to me. He was a baby when he came, and to me, no matter how old he gets, he will still be a baby. And I forgive everything because I have that kind of heart, you know, and to get past stuff, and all, because life brings a lot of things with it. And sometimes you have to learn to just deal with life and just keep it moving. Keep it moving. That's right.
He had a lot to deal with. When he came, he was a little kid. He came to the show, and he had to grow because we were all established as a family and as as friends and whatnot. He came in to the group and had to introduce himself, and it took maybe a year before we really got to know him, and he got to know us. But we love him, and we're sorry he's not here, but he's a special person, I think.
And people would always ask me, they say, Miss Payton, the show started with you and everything, and then he took over. It's the same thing happened on Happy Days, what happens? Same thing happened to me, whether they remember it or not. Same thing happened to me on Perfect Strangers. I was on Perfect Strangers, and I had a longer contract than Bronson Pinchot and Mark Glenn Baker. And their contracts were 5 years old. Tom and Bob gave me a 7-year deal. And they spun my character off. And there were a couple of people on Perfect Strangers that weren't too happy about that. So just like I jumped out of Perfect Strangers, they know who they are. Just like I jumped out of Perfect Strangers, he jumped out of Family Matters. It happens like that sometimes. But you know what I used to tell the reporters? I said, when you're headed to the moon,